The task of our nonprofit, Garage Inventor Live, is to cultivate inventors so they can connect with new product developers. This is the quickest way to create new factory orders.
I'm particularly excited about my new opportunity at Inside Business because of events like this. The GarageInventorsLive.com is here to celebrate Northeast Ohio's economic future through discovery, innovation, and reinvention.
We can engage with industrial, medical, educational, and research institutes of the region, and this could serve as an enabler of economic growth in Northeast Ohio.
As we see so often, people with individual problems choose to change the direction of their life, their career, to go solve a problem of their own or someone in their families.
First of all, we are a nation of immigrants. Every one of us came here from ancestors who came from someplace else, and they bring new attitudes. They leave the attitudes of their former home behind to some extent, and they adopt a new country, a new fresh outlook on things. Americans tend to look, in my view, to the future more than looking to the past, and that helps us in research and development. It helps us in innovation.
There's no industry that can survive without innovation. Products don't mysteriously make their way to market. Innovation goes nowhere without research, engineering, marketing, and a whole lot more.
Which is, there's a difference between innovation and invention. And we need to keep that in mind. Sometimes it's much, much better to be innovative, to work with those open sources that you're talking about, innovate on what exists, follow the Thomas Edison model. Thomas Edison didn't invent hardly anything. What the man did is take a bunch of other people's inventions and put them together and made money. He solved that problem.
If I was to look at charting out the new product development process, believe me, I could spend hours up here with all the models that our company has on new product development. Identifying unmet needs is really critical. At the end of the day, the unmet need that the product, the concept, or even the manufacturing methodology is addressing is really what is paramount to the future success of your product concept or idea.
One of the most difficult things we have when we have inventors or people that have great ideas come to us with their ideas or concepts is managing their expectation. So many people think, I saw this at Sears or Walmart and it's $100 and I could make it for $90, so they should buy mine. And they don't realize that, no, Sears probably bought that for $50. The manufacturer bought it for $25. So you have to manage people's expectations along this path. And the idea is an important part of it, but it's only the first piece. And in some models, it's only as much as or as little as 1% of it.
That what they really need to do is accept the fact that they're an inventor and say there's plenty more where that came from, and just find somebody to hand it off to and not try to go into the business themselves, because it's hard enough to invent, and it's even harder to sell. And you have to have relationships with in a mass market. It's so complex. It's beyond anyone's comprehension unless they're in that business.
Yeah. Garage Inventor Live will be the place to get started and to make your connections. It's the place where every inventor will have the opportunity to link with process people and build a supply chain. This transforming approach to innovation will give inventors a way to trust in organized process of getting to market. Gaining confidence in their skills allows them to return their attention to what they love to do, inventing.
People have taken the time to figure out what the market is, to figure out who they're going to sell to, even perhaps go so far as to get a letter of intent that they would buy a product if you made it for them. Those are the ones that have highest value, because you have one idea does not mean that you're going to be able to see that one all the way through to the marketplace. That if you have 100 ideas, you've got a much better shot at getting something that's going to hit that marketplace. And that persistence is very, very important to get your plan together and present it, and make sure you're presenting it to the right people. You don't give up on those things. Those are your babies. You can't let them just lie fallow.
Will the government work for you? And the answer to that kind of depends. And it depends a lot on you.
It's my job to figure out how using the various federal regulations, state regulations, Ohio Revised Code, and all of our local rules and regulations, wading through all of that so that I can figure out ways to create programs that will help people like you who want to create new companies or add products to their existing product line.
But we do have small business goals at NASA, and I do work in the procurement area, and am keenly aware of how NASA supports small business.
And then the message I'd like to leave with you is aerospace is a growth industry. Aerospace is growing at a rapid pace.
If you are a manufacturer of batteries that have extremely high power densities, we want to hear from you because it's possible we could use that battery in one of our spacesuits.
We are definitely interested in what you are doing and in any way that we can help you do it better.
Today is the day our revolution begins. I invite each of you to join in and become a part of the renaissance in contract manufacturing. Today, let's reinvent Made in USA.